Good evening, and thank you for joining us a bit later tonight. Winnipeg has a new mayor.
But my campaign motto has been from the start, uniting to build a stronger Winnipeg. And it will be my goal to make every effort through the coming months and years of this term to unite Winnipeg together so we can build a stronger, brighter city.
Scott Gillingham with his first speech as Winnipeg's mayor-elect. The former city councillor receiving 27.5% of the vote tonight, while former Winnipeg Mayor Glenn Murray got 25.29%. It came down to the last 6 polls, but Gillingham received over 4,000 more votes than Glenn Murray, his next closest opponent. You can see the numbers there at the bottom of your screen. It was certainly a tight race for the mayor tonight. Scott Gillingham spoke with our Sam Sampson after the win was declared.
I think people understand, and I tried to put a clear plan in place, and I said I'll tell people how much the plan is, what the plan is going to be, how much it's going to cost, and how we're going to pay for it. And I've said as well, with the changes the province has made to the education tax, even with the tax increases, most Winnipeggers will be paying less in property taxes in the coming years. But now's the time to invest in Winnipeg. Now's the time to grow our city and see our economy grow as well. And I believe that Winnipeggers took that message to heart, and I'm really honored tonight to have been elected.
Early results initially showed Murray pulling ahead of Scott Gillingham, something he referenced in his concession speech tonight. But in the end, he said he was committed to supporting the new mayor and council.
I'm committing to work tirelessly, as all of us have, to make this city. I've got responsibilities tomorrow with my business. I've got responsibilities with the Exchange District Biz and great projects we're working on the downtown. All of you are out fundraising for organizations. All of you are out volunteering. All of you are going to get up and make a difference in the world tomorrow. All of us are going to get up, regardless of who gets elected or not, and feel very much that we are Team Winnipeg, and even our opponents in this election are part of our team as well, and we will be part of their team to create change.
So let's take a look at the numbers right now. Scott Gillingham, as mentioned, the new mayor-elect, 53,663 votes. Glenn Murray, 47,272. Kevin Klein in third with just over almost 29,000 votes there, just over 28,800. Sean Loney in fourth place, very close behind, 28,567. So a dozen incumbents have been re-elected to Winnipeg Council as well, including Vivian Santos, John Orlico, Ross Eady and Brian Mays, Cindy Gilroy, Janice Lukes, Jason Schreier and Matt Allard, Sherry Rollins in Fort Rouge, East Fort Garry, and Jeff Brawadi also returning to the council chambers. New faces include Sean Dobson, who has taken the council seat in St. James, while Evan Duncan won the council race in Charleswood, Tuxedo, Westwood. As you just saw, one of those people returning to City Hall is Sean Dobson. His former St. Charles seat was amalgamated into St. James and Charleswood, Tuxedo, Westwood in 2018.
I feel ecstatic. It was a long, hard campaign. Very good competitors out there, and I feel great that I come out ahead.
Evan Duncan is a new face to City Hall. He was elected as in Charleswood, Tuxedo, Westwood. That seat was left vacant by Kevin Klein.
It's a strange feeling, but I couldn't be more honored. I am so happy to represent this neighborhood, this community that I've grown up in my entire life.
Here is a look at some of the rural races, starting with Brandon. Still some outstanding polls, but Jeff Fawcett has a big lead in the Westman race tonight. Dauphin has unofficially elected its first new mayor in 12 years after the last 2 mayoral races in the western Manitoba city went uncontested. David Boziak receiving 2,000 votes, Kerry Reel receiving 694. Further north now, incumbent Colleen Smook was re-elected as mayor of Thompson. She won 964 votes, 46.73% of all the ballots cast. The Assembly of Manitoba Chiefs also has a new leader tonight. The Assembly held a by-election to replace ousted Grand Chief Arlen Dumas. Peggy Lamb has more.
For the first time in history, the ANC has elected a female leader. Kathy Merrick won with 37 votes on the second ballot. Runner-up George Kemp had 22. Merrick has previously served as chief and councillor of Pimicikamak Cree Nation. She says she'll work hard to advocate for small communities, keep the children and women safe, and treat the chiefs as deserving leaders. Merrick says she's honored to be the first woman to lead ANC.
And today my chiefs have spoke, and I'm so honored today to be the first woman to lead the Assembly of Manitoba Chiefs.
In August, former Grand Chief Arlen Dumas was ousted from the Assembly after he was accused of sexual assault and harassment. 59 chiefs of First Nations in Manitoba registered to vote in the by-election. Today, Merrick thanked the Assembly for their support. She was honored by songs by the Spirit Horse Singers and sworn in by Elder Harry Bone, who presented her with an eagle feather. Peggy Lamb, CBC News, Winnipeg.
The Bank of Canada continues to make fighting inflation its top concern and, as expected, has once again boosted its benchmark interest rate. Today's increase is 0.5 percentage point, putting the bank's policy rate at 3 3/4%. And as Bank of Canada Governor Tiff Macklem explains, it's a deliberate effort to reduce consumer demand so supply can catch up.
We need the economy to slow to rebalance demand and supply and relieve price pressures.
Inflation is currently running at 6.9%, which is down from earlier in the year. The bank's target inflation rate is 2%. Today's hike is the 6th consecutive increase since the bank started raising rates in March. Macklem also anticipates further interest rate increases ahead. Immigrants now make up almost a quarter of this country's population. That according to new statistics out from the census. Last year, more than 8.3 million people were or had been landed immigrants or permanent residents. That's the largest percentage since 1867 and the highest in the G7. If the immigration trend continues, newcomers could represent as much as a third of the population within 2 decades. More than 60% of recent immigrants come from the Middle East and other parts of Asia. Here's a look outside tonight. We have your forecast coming up next from CBC meteorologist John Sauder.
This weather update is brought to you by Capital Ford Lincoln. 22 model clear-out is on now.
Well, the sun was really trying here in the south today, but didn't quite make it through, and we even saw some flurries through the evening hours here in the Red River Valley. Now, the trend here in the south is toward clearing. It'll be a brighter day Thursday, cloudier across much of the north, and even a few flurries late in the day in the far north. Expect a sun-cloud mix and warmer temperatures across southern Manitoba. Big high-pressure ridge moving in as we head into Friday, so things will really clear out and warm up. You look at the upper level atmosphere and you see the mild air kind of moves into southern Manitoba, slumps a bit on Sunday, and then right back on Halloween up into the eastern prairies. So definitely a warmer trend on the way in the coming days, and it starts on Thursday. -3 tonight, that's pretty close to the seasonal normal. Tomorrow morning we'll see some patches of blue, but certainly on into the afternoon as well with a sun cloud mix, a little breezy out of the south, and a high of 11 degrees. And then those kind of numbers take us right on into the weekend. Sunny, 13 on Friday, pair of 12s on the weekend, even a 13 for a high on Halloween on Monday, and then it looks like some more snow by about mid next week.
Thanks, John. That's all the time we have for you this evening. Thank you for being with us. See you tomorrow.